Got you. Oh yeah, got us.
Raja. Um,
You know, sooner or later we're gonna have to make a video like saying who we are, where we come from. I've never ever done that either,
yeah.
and I need your help too. Like, learning when Raukawa came,
Shout
he
out to
was
Raul.
he was teaching us like when Maoris introduce themselves, they usually introduce themselves where their Mauna is and
Yeah.
where their vai comes from, or where their rivers are, or that's what they come from, or where their ocean comes from. Is that like kind of same for us?
Yeah. You know, Kanaka have been trained to introduce themselves. You know where they live. Nohoauma, Mea, wherever they come from, or Kuone Hanao, signs of our birth. That's become the norm. A little bit older style of introduction is Ko'umauna or Komawa Mauna, our mountain. Um, for us, where we come from in Kona, there really isn't a running river until it rains. Yeah, so for us, it's all about Onehanau, our Mauna, and the waters that we drink from. Yeah, the Waikai, the brackish waters, and the freshwater springs that we have both on Mauna and Makai. So to answer that question, we come from Kailua Kona, in the broader scape. Our Vahi is Kalawa or Kalawa, depending on who you speak to. And it's in Kona Akau, North Kona. And then our Mauna is Hualalai. Yeah, Hualalai. Our Onehanau is Kona. Yeah. Mai Kalai, Ahiki, Kapalawa. Yeah. So from Kalai, South Point, Kona, South Kona, all the way up north to Kapalawa, which borders Anaeho Manu. And all of those Waikai brackish water ponds in between, and all of those Punawai on our Mauna, that all are pretty much gone except for one that I know of. Um, but yeah, this is where we eat, we sleep, we drink, operate, and live as Kanaka in this world and climate, social climate, all the climates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, who are we? We are NuiKeanaaina Ohana. NuiKeanaaina hails from Kona, although most of our Ohana are all over Hawaii and America, parts of America, and even into Germany, um, and other parts of the world. But we come from Kona. NuiKeanaaina Ohana comes from Kona. And our mama and papa is Norman Akahai, NuiKeanaaina, and Caroline Lina Ala Palakat, NuiKeanaaina. Yeah, but she's a NuiKeanaaina now. And yeah, we have brothers and sisters, but today we're introducing ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kamahoe Mua, o Ke Kaula Nui, NuiKeanaaina. O Vau o Kahaleali i NuiKeanaaina. We have English names as well, Devin and Gavin, and I'm sure both of us can agree that we are even proud about those names as well now.
For sure.
Even though um, it is from an American language, but we've come to grow and know our names to have meaning, even though it was an English name. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So Kekaula Nui, born first. Um, Kekaula is the cordage. Nui, great, the great cord. And my name is Kahale Ali'i, the house of the chief or the chief's house. Yeah, Kahale Ali'i. So the hale is is Ali'i, is of a royal status. Yeah, if we follow the grammatical situation. Um, the kauna behind all of that from Papa was that Kekaula Nui is that great cord, that umbilical cord, that um, is connected to Keakua, yeah, to the monotheistic God, spirit that guides us. Um, and then my name is Kahale Ali is the walls, the roof, the pili grass that goes on top of it, the beams, or also the house of God, yeah, the mansion in the sky. Um, the Kanaka point of view, as I said before, my name is Kahale Ali'i, the rafters and the things that is the meat of the house, and Kekaula Nui is that which lashes all those things together. So this comes to that pilina, the relationship that we have as brothers, and a special pilina because we are Mahoe. Mahoe are twins, and so we are twins, and this is how our papa decided to honor us in that fashion, that we were these two things that cannot work without one another. Um, yeah. So there's so much things that we want to do, that we have aspiration to do, from music, composition, arts, design. As you see, ulana, weaving. I love hula. There's so many things that we want to, or that we are sharing currently. So many things. But I think this is a medium, videography, videos, YouTube, social media. It's a medium that is so freeing for us as Kanaka, and actually human beings. So freeing to be able to give information or to share who we or they are, right? Um, so we're gonna start this Mahoe podcast,
Yeah.
um, so that we can bring to you folks everything that is Kanaka, Kanaka based,
Hmm.
Kanaka created, Kanaka thought, yeah, um, and Kanaka Hawaii, especially, right? Um, but we're finding out, the things that we do in Hawaii, morals, family values, all of those things that we live by, is not just uniquely Hawaiian. There are certain things that are uniquely Hawaiian, but the gist of everything, the basis of everything, really comes down to humanity at its core and at its true form, without human beings putting their 2 cents in. Yeah, the same kind of core values we have here, we find them throughout cultural ohana, or cultural ethnicities all over the world. Yeah, but um,
And we can make those connections a lot of times naturally to, like how they say caterpillar to butterfly is the same as the keiki to the angel, from the baby to the angel.
Raja.
It's transferable. It's mirror reflections of one another all the way to the core of where we come from.
So why do you feel this type of thing is important? We talked about camera on, camera off. Yeah. Why do you think this is important? What we're doing right now?
I think we can reach a broader audience. So this is very important because we as Kanaka learned that we have to steward the land, and this is part of that digital landscape, that digital fabric that make up our world today as Kanaka. And right now the fabric is loose, the threads are loose. So this is one way that we can connect all of those threads through video. Like you said, we share our music and share our art and our dance, and only sometimes that gets to video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we can imagine what the back scene was. Like, you can only imagine what they meant, what really meant by it, the counter behind the things that we share, because we don't have this time. And so yeah, I think that's important for us to connect the digital fabric, especially if we're trying to make sure that the fabric is still within your fabric of your community. So we have so many different threads now. Yeah, we have so many different people coming in, and how do we connect all of those new people, the Malahini coming in, and the people that are just moved here, and
I feel that it's important as well to get like you said, the backstories out there. The conversations that happen when the phone is off. Yeah. We have so many intellectual conversations between each other, or I'm sure there's so many intellectual conversations that don't happen on camera. And this camera can be freeing, but it also can be super transparent, and that's alo iki alo, face to face, that needs to happen. I feel that we are able to bring these conversations out, whether it's hard hitting or hard loving, whatever it is. Bring out these conversations that are good and bad, conversations that our Kanaka are dealing with, conversations that our Kayaulu is dealing with, conversations that our Ohana is dealing with, and conversations that we are dealing with ourselves. And to be able to have conversations and allow other people a view into this mana'o, this world, this conversation. I think it's super important.
Yeah, and I think taking it to the core of what those conversations are, and in retrospect or aspect of that, I was in a conversation and I had learned, who my kupuna were in nature.
Mm-hmm.
What plants that were taken care of by my ancestors or our ancestors that are still here today, that we can be a part of, that we can still touch. So, like, learning that there's that core in these different things, like the tarot that I've been recently introduced with, and learning, because when he said, "Oh, this is the kupuna," I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, and in that retrospect, it's physically, mentally, spiritually, all the same.
Yeah.
Kupuna.
Right.
That kupuna it transcends all of those things. This is not just literal grandparents through bloodline, but
Yeah.
ancestors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking you all the way back to Haloa, the firstborn man, and Haloa, and then being kanu into this kalo, and then the second Haloa Nakalau Kapalili, who, sorry, yeah, Haloa Nakalau Kapalili, who is turned into this Taro, this kalo, and then Haloa the man giving birth to generations. Yeah, this is who we are,
Yeah.
and connecting, bridging those stories. Um, yeah, yeah, all important. So, if you're interested, um, or ohana from wherever you are coming from, if you're interested in conversations, if you have questions, if you have thought processes, we welcome all those things, yeah. And if it comes across negative, ayayawe, that's up to you, yeah. But our intention is to bring forth conversation thoughts and to have these conversations, um, so that we can learn from one another, and this is all for the pono, for the excellence of our people. Yeah. If your manao and your um desire is not in alignment, then we hope that you can learn what can be learned from not just us but from our culture. Yeah, so that you can come and be in alignment. But if you decide that you're not going to be in alignment, then ayayawe, that's up to you. And you don't have to be here. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, but if you're interested, let us know what some topics and things like that. Um, we're going to bring forth some topics that are hard hitting,
Yeah.
difficult conversations, because of this social climate. Um, yeah. So if you're interested, we hope you stick around and join us on this journey, because this is just the start of something brand new, but has been in the works since we were born. Yeah,
For sure. It's in our names.
it's on our names. We gotta do what we gotta do. It's who we are. It's in our DNA, our fabric, in our kayaulu. So we hope, my hope, our hope, because I know that you stand in agreement. Our hope is that we can, if at the very least, what we can do is inspire other Kanaka and other people to start to have conversations,
Yeah.
to talk about the things that are happening around us that affect us every day.
And start doing.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the first things that we learn, right, is, well, we're not gonna pa'akawa right now, but
Yeah,
nana kamaka, ho'olohe ka pepeao, and hana kalima.
yeah, but Pa'akawaha works, yeah,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
we cannot hear you guys
Yeah.
talking to us, um, and so that part of the Leo is cut off, so
Yeah.
it
So
works too.
write down in the comments. Make them silent voice. Just write them down in the comments.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. But we have to start doing too. Some of the topics that we bring up, we have to start applying those things. If they make sense, like you said, if they align with you, then if they align with you, don't ignore them because they'll ignore you.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that's one of the manao, yeah, or a couple of the manao from um, this puka or this ho'omaka, the starting, is to start to have conversations. Don't be afraid to ask questions. No, you might not have the proper way to ask questions, but don't be afraid to ask questions respectfully. And then huli kalima ilalo, turn the hands downwards to the earth, and we start to do the work. Yeah, start to do the work, and jump in there, jump in there. Yeah. And we had to learn my hila hila, no be shame. Yeah, jumping on. This is something that we're not used to, being on video like this.
It's actually our first one.
Yeah.
Our first one together.
Our first one together.
Yeah.
So I hope you folks will continue to join us for this journey. With us as Mahoe. NuiKeanaaina. Aloha na hui hope.
Check us out on the next